Your WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to the rise and fall of Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream. He had it all. He was on the right side of his 20s, a young WWE prospect who was believed to be making it big in the future and was even endorsed by the GOAT, the greatest of all time, John Cena. Today, he seems like someone who's been blacklisted from any major wrestling promotion.
Yeah, those y'all didn't know, like, he had an accusation, there was some accusations made on him, so that's why, like, you know, he probably will never, like, go back to the WWE.
How did he go from being labeled as the next big thing to falling off as hard as he did? It's Sports Key to Wrestling. Let us know what you think and try to keep it civil in the comments. His wrestling journey began in 2014 when he was hardly 19 years old. Patrick Clark came in with a clear look and a desire to make it big. He became one of the competitors on the last season of Tough Enough. To give you a rundown, Tough Enough was WWE's answer to a competition reality TV show, and they initially started on MTV.
Who remembers that? Who remembers Tough Enough, bro? I remember watching Tough Enough.
They created a program where contestants would compete to earn a WWE contract. It's been successful, and some big names have come out of it. Let's just say that Tough Enough hasn't exactly been the best path, though, to complete WWE stardom. And that was proven when Velveteen Dream, then known by his real name Patrick Clark, was eliminated early into the competition after just 5 episodes.
But he will eventually come to the WWE, so...
The same...
And so will Mandy Rose.
Season of Tough Enough, though, saw several future WWE superstars in Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rhodes. The winners of the show eventually, Josh and Sarah Lee, didn't really have much success in WWE. But for a young Patrick Clark, he won over the audience enough, and his charisma shined through, and his passion for pro wrestling was undeniable. It didn't go unnoticed, and WWE signed him up to a developmental deal that same year. He began to dip his feet into the water of being in front of live fans, debuting a pro-Donald Trump character who wasn't huge for NXT live events that weren't televised, while also making his initial appearances on television under his real name. The fact that he was put in a segment against then NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura was a testament to what important people backstage thought of him and his potential future, because he wasn't going...
Did they ever have a match, though? But besides that segment, did they ever have a match? I don't remember them having a match, though, besides that segment.
Get a segment with NXT's hottest star at the time otherwise, even if the involvement was just, him getting beat up. It was during that time that we first got to see early parts of what would become the Velveteen Dream character. A few months into 2017, he finally debuted the Velveteen Dream character, and it resembled the late music icon Prince. It may have been the late 2010s, but WWE fans were ready to party like it's 1999 and embrace the idea of a pro wrestling character inspired by the Purple Rain. The character was an instant hit, unlike the 90s, where superstars like Goldust were labeled androgynous. Velveteen Dream came at a perfect time when audiences were receptive to characters that played to that notion of a character who may be representing some elements of society that weren't prominent in professional wrestling. It has always been said that it's better to have a great character rather than just being a good wrestler. But despite the fact that he only had 3 years of experience in the ring, he already proved to be a perfect combination of both. He even had a catchy theme song to stand out, and he was a bit of a throwback act, making audiences cheer for him even when he was the villain in the story. But it was the Say My Name feud with the mysterious and occult leader Aleister Black that really put him on the map. Aleister Black was on an undefeated streak in NXT at the time, and Dream wanted him to say his name and acknowledge him. Yeah, this was before Roman Reigns. It may sound a bit weird of a reason to have a feud, but the chemistry between these two polar opposite characters made it work. Someone who was outlandish and someone who was stone cold.
Yeah, why Velveteen seems wearing tops for that? Wearing a girl top, bro, like, Damn.
serious, and the outlandish one
He got hoop earrings, all that. But that was his character.
here, Dream was simply demanding to be respected by someone who clearly didn't respect him. Even after defeating him, Aleister Black said the words, "Enjoy infamy, Velveteen Dream."
Enjoy infamy, Velveteen Dream.
And he got a huge pop. Man, NXT back then was awesome.
That's a fact. The black and yellow era was fire. I ain't gonna lie. They stopped with that black and era shit, black and yellow shit, back in 2021, bro. After that, it started being dirt and shit.
Character development was through the roof, and it stood out as something completely different from Raw and SmackDown. And these two characters and the story were a big part of that. Those critical words, that endorsement from Aleister Black, led to Velveteen Dream being a made man on the NXT roster at the young age of just 22. After defeating NXT's version of a journeyman in Cassius Ohno, he participated in a ladder match, a very, very special one that earned 5 stars. Although Adam Cole, baby, won it, Dream was a big part of this incredible match. After defeating EC3 at the Brooklyn TakeOver event later that year, he challenged the most hated man.
Oh, and before that, he faced Ricochet. Even though he lost, but he faced Ricochet before he even faced EC3.
In wrestling at the time, Tommaso Ciampa, and turned babyface in the process for the first time in his career. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Ciampa's NXT run, tune up. Go watch these on Peacock WWE Network. There was a time when he was so hated that he didn't even need entrance music. He just walked out and got booed. It was incredible. Dream didn't win the title from Ciampa, but his face turn was a big test to prove that he had versatility and could play both sides of the coin. One of the most important things for a wrestler to have a lengthy and dynamic career in televised pro wrestling. It was around this time that John Cena appeared at the MegaCon event in Orlando and was asked about who he would choose to face between Adam Cole, Ricochet, and Velveteen Dream. His answer would surprise quite a few people. My answer is going to upset some people, but I'd rather face Velveteen Dream. You know,
Well, that's never gonna happen, man.
the Star Wars movie, the old Jedi can look at the young rookie, young Jedi, and be like, I think that's the one. I get that weird, odd medical feeling about Velveteen Dream. He went on to say there's something special over there. If that wasn't a big enough endorsement, then you're going to have to tell us what would be. In early 2019, WWE put out a video titled 5 Dream Matches for John Cena at WrestleMania and included the names of Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, and Velveteen Dream. The very same month, Dream went on to win the Worlds Collide tournament and chose to challenge for the NXT North American Championship as his prize. He went on to win the title from Johnny Wrestling himself, Johnny Gargano, and held it for a respectable 231 days. His title streak, though, would end Matt Riddle's undefeated streak, going through a flurry of challenges, including Pete Dunne, Tyler Breeze, Buddy Murphy, and Roderick Strong. Even when he eventually lost the NXT North American Championship to Roderick Strong, it was only thanks to the help of the Undisputed Era. Dream was over. He got yet another endorsement from Cena during his feud with Bray Wyatt in early 2020. Cena said that Wyatt, in his opinion, wasn't the future, but the future was superstars like Rhea Ripley, Drew McIntyre, Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and, you guessed it, Velveteen Dream. Unfortunately, things wouldn't only go downhill from there. It felt like it was a never-ending roller coaster of problems. In April 2020, the first allegations emerged online about Velveteen Dream being accused
Back then, people was making allegations about these wrestlers, not just in WWE, but in Impact. I think AEW as well, like AEW wrestlers, Impact wrestlers. They was making allegations, bro. 2020.
of having an inappropriate interaction with a 17-year-old boy. This included screenshots and audio recordings published to social media. There were allegedly more people accusing him of inappropriate behavior as well, and of course, he was quick to deny these allegations. But only 2 months later, more allegations surfaced online. This time, he allegedly had some interaction with someone underage, and it involved explicit photos. At the same time, the wrestling culture, beyond just WWE, but across the board, was involved in the speaking out movement against grooming and inappropriate.
Yeah, bro. 2021 was the year of that, man. Not what did I say? 2021? I mean, 2020 was the year of that.
Behavior that included sexual abuse and varying degrees of abuse in general. For what it's worth, WWE had Velveteen Dream off.
Now, Chris Jericho is facing allegations too, man. And it's not even 2020. Now it's 2024.
Television around this time. Triple H was specifically asked about Velveteen Dream's sudden absence from television around that time. He said it was because of a car accident issue, another legal separate problem, which details are vague on, and not the allegations against him that we already mentioned. Triple H claimed the investigation conducted into the situation cleared Dream of any wrongdoing, stating that there was, quote, nothing there. But there was a sentiment there that Dream's own colleagues had turned on him. One such proof of this was when Rhea Ripley liked a tweet showing a fan in the Thunderdome, yes, the at-home let's put fans on a screen and wrestle in front of the screens, no fans era. Yeah, one of those fans had a sign up that said, "Fire Velveteen Dream." She liked that tweet. This was viewed as a direct reflection of how people within...
Seemed like Rhea Ripley isn't jacking Velveteen Dream. She wasn't jacking Velveteen Dream.
WWE looked at Dream backstage. A later example of that would seemingly confirm this, but more on that later. When Dream got back on NXT television in late 2020, he was still given a bit of a push, but not as much as before, by turning into a villain to capitalize on the turning...
He was wearing black jeans in the late of his run, bro.
Intimate towards him, he got a big win over one of NXT's greatest ever stars in Finn Balor to qualify for a North American Championship match. Although he never won the title again, he still had major matches against stars like Kushida and then Adam Cole. But that would prove to be the end for him in NXT, after reports of him rubbing people the wrong way backstage emerged. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that a talent had alerted backstage officials of an incident with Velveteen Dream that led to him being fired. And we need to clarify that this incident was completely unrelated to those two allegations that were made against him, which are still allegations. That was probably why WWE decided to cut their losses with him in May of 2021, and it felt like it wasn't worth the trouble of keeping him around. At least that was the sentiment amongst fans online. Things always move quickly in pro wrestling, and that's why after Dream was released, the wrestling world was seemingly ready to move on from him. There was some sentiment among a few people that if the previous allegations made against him eventually turned out to be false and he was never brought into a courtroom, he could use the time away to get himself together, mature as a person, and maybe even make a return and a big comeback to a big televised wrestling company. But any hope of that was quickly squashed in August of 2022 when he was arrested, not once, but unfortunately twice. The details of the first incident were reported by TMZ, who allegedly said that Dream was in a gym and was asked by an employee to leave the section of the gym he was in because it was being cleaned. Dream then reportedly threw some type of fit, and this led to the employee asking him to leave the gym. What was his response? He supposedly threatened him, punched him in the face, maybe even bit him on the chest, right next to his armpit for some reason. Yeah, we're not making this up. As a result, he was charged with battery, trespassing, and a property despite prior warning, and then was slapped with a misdemeanor charge. Footage of him being arrested saw him cussing out the police officers before admitting he was a little drunk. Ashanti the Adonis of the Hit Row faction in WWE bailed him out. Velveteen Dream was arrested a whopping 6 days later. This time, it was a result of an out-of-county warrant for a violation of probation by the Orlando Police Department. This was unrelated to a previous drug possession case slapped against him. It should be noted that in this case, he was cleared of charges after spending some time in jail. After the previous case was thrown out after the gym employee stated that he had no intention to pursue further legal action, the real nail in the coffin came from another former WWE superstar, EC3, who made a huge allegation.
Damn, EC3's running WWE was not that good, bro. It wasn't good at all, bro. It should have been better, bro. Like, come on, like, it should have been way better, bro.
Against Velveteen Dream. On Sportskeeda's Wrestling Outlaws show, EC3 confirmed the locker room sentiment against Velveteen Dream, saying things were, quote, a bit off. Dream's behavior was tolerated anyway, but nobody expected the bombshell that EC3 was about to drop. He said that during a party in his house, he noticed that a camera was placed suspiciously in the bathroom, positioned in a way that filmed other people doing their business in the bathroom. Velveteen Dream quickly hit back, stating that he was tired of people throwing dirt on his name and asked EC3 a question about other things that he was hiding from that party, which presumably took place in 2018. He specifically asked what kind of powder there was on the table that...
If y'all don't know what powder he's talking about, then some powder, like white stuff, like white powder. I'm not talking about actual, like, powder, like baby powder. I'm talking about, like, you know, like the other powder, if y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Right. EC3, for his part...
No good. Like, it's no good. Not good powder.
Responded by asking what there even was to address and said it's done. He recorded people trying to urinate in my bathroom. That's the truth. Since his release, Velveteen Dream has been trying to push for some type of return with WWE, with his Instagram bio saying, "Don't dream it, believe it," and asking people to, quote, hear his story. Unfortunately for him, there's just too big of a stain within the wrestling world right now on his name to even come close to WWE or maybe even another televised wrestling company giving him a shot. At least that's what it feels like right now. The truth of the matter is he was given chance after chance by WWE and others within the wrestling world to become the star that some people thought he could become. Due to his reputation, it seems like Dream is not going to have the opportunities on social media that he is pursuing within the wrestling ranks. But that's going to take a lot of work and probably years, if all, likely to change. One of the big red flags is the fact that a grand total of 0 old colleagues in WWE have gone to bat or have shown any type of support for him during his unfortunate downfall. And let's be clear, we're not rooting for his downfall either. When you don't have a single person who wants to say anything good about you, there's something else going on here. And it has less to do with wrestling and us wanting someone else to not be successful. No, it has something to do with someone's health and well-being. Ultimately, the story of Velveteen Dream's downfall is unfortunate. It's sad and avoidable. And how much potential he actually had is something we keep going back to. The thought of him being in the ring with John Cena is something I think about now as I speak to you. He could have been that guy. He had that otherworldly charisma. But yeah, if you're looking for similar, other sad stories, we've done one as well about the recent trial.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, bro, let me know what y'all think about Velveteen Dream, bro. Like, do you believe these accusations that was made of him? And also, bro, like, let me know, like, what was your favorite Velveteen Dream match while he was there, bro? And also, would y'all like to see him, like, come back to the WWE? Or if not WWE, would y'all like to see him go to AEW or, like, Impact or TNA or other, like, wrestling promotions? Let me know. So you make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. We'll check out you are.